Hello and hello. Welcome back to the Undisputed Champ YouTube boxing channel. And we're here to talk about the post-fight for the Terence Crawford and Kell Brook fight that was last night. Firstly, let me start with saying size and shape doesn't win fights. Size and shape doesn't win fights. Kell Brook was talking loads before the fight saying, I'm in excellent shape, I'm the bigger guy, this and that, but he didn't win the fight. And that's because boxing skills win fights. Not what shape you've come in, not how big you are. Your boxing skills are what pay the bills and your boxing skills are what win fights. I feel like Kell sort of thought, just if I get in great shape, and I think that's what he spent most of his camp doing. I don't think he really worked on boxing skills because he's with a new trainer. He's not with Dominic Ingle. Yes, they may have had a game plan, but I don't think that they worked on boxing technique in that camp. I don't think they worked on boxing skill, and I think they just felt especially Kell, if I can just get into excellent shape, if I can make the welterweight limit as comfortably as I can, then I'll beat Terence Crawford, and that was never, ever going to work. Yes, he came in great shape, and he did come in good shape. He looked excellent on the scales, and he looked big and strong in the ring, but that's not going to win fights. Size and shape doesn't win fights. Shout out to Terence Crawford. He took this fight extremely seriously, and you can tell by the way he was dialed in. He focused on Kell, and when Terence focuses on his opponents like this, when he dials in, when he gives it his all and his full attention to an opponent, he's nearly unstoppable. He looked Kell in those eyes at the weigh-in, and he built some animosity towards Kell, because to be honest, there isn't any sort of tension between Kell Brook and Terence Crawford. They've got no previous history really, but Terence knew if he wanted to get the best out of himself, if he wanted to perform to the best of his abilities, he had to create tension. So he started to create some tension at the weigh-in. I know at some of the fighting meetings he was creating a little bit of tension. Some people in Terence's camp were being a little bit unsavoury to Brook's camp, just to rub them up the wrong way and rub Terence up the wrong way. And that was a way for Terence to get the best out of himself in the fight. And when we talk about the fight, in the first 2 rounds, I actually gave the first 2 rounds to Brook. Not really much happened in the first round, but in the second round, I think Brook just got his jab off a little bit more, and he actually swelled Terence's eye up. And that's where Brook does have his advantages. When it's he knows distance really well. He kept a good distance between him and Terence. He was able to land his jab, and Kell does have a stiff jab, and Kell Brook's quite upright, so it's quite straight and upright. So he can, once he has his jab out and he has his distance and his range, he can be difficult to get to. But Terence, as all great fighters do, the best fighters, made adjustments. That's what Floyd Mayweather was amazing at doing, making adjustments. And Terence Crawford made adjustments. He realised that when he first came out in the orthodox stance, that the orthodox stance wasn't working. He switched to southpaw, had his strong right hand as his jab hand, and he just started to get his shots off in the third round. He started to work a bit more in the third round, started to work out the distance and started to bring it to Brook. And then when the fourth round came, he cracked Brook with a chopping right hand, right on the face more like. And Brook didn't see the punch come in, flew straight into the ropes, just stumbled all over the place. Manages to recompose himself after the count from the ref. Terence Crawford flies back in as the great finisher that he is, one of the best in the game at finishing an opponent. And then just cracked Kell Brook with another 2 right hands, and that's all she wrote. The referee stepped in and saved Kell from being splattered all over the canvas. So excellent performance by Terence Crawford. My first pick on YouTube was a Terence Crawford stoppage. I had it as a late stoppage, and Terence got Kell out of there a little bit earlier, so I'll still take that. And I do know a little bit about boxing, guys, so I can do a little bit of talking. But I enjoyed the fight, even though it was short. I think Terence proved to everyone that he's a super elite. We knew he was an elite welterweight, but he's a super elite welterweight. He's one of the best pound for pound fighters, because pound for pound fighters can make adjustments in fights, and that's what he did. I really want to see Terence Crawford against Errol Spence, or the winner of Spence Garcia, because that tough fight in itself, that's no foregone conclusion for Spence. He's coming off a car accident where he looked in terrible condition, and he's going straight into a Garcia fight, so that's no foregone conclusion for Spence. So I want to see Crawford against the winner of that fight. And then he was talking about maybe the Manny Pacquiao fight is next. I think he cleans up Manny Pacquiao, probably gets a stoppage, so I'm not really that excited to see that fight, but if it happens, I'll still watch it. For Kell, on the other hand, I think this might be it for Kell. As I said in my pre-fight, I think Kell sort of looked at this fight as a cash-out fight. and he saw his only way of winning really was just get in great shape, and then if I'm in great shape, I can maybe win the fight. That wasn't going to work for him, and I think he's done. His chin is definitely damaged goods now. I think he loses to all the top welterweights today, so he'll lose to Sean Porter if he fought Sean Porter again. He'd lose to Crawford again. He'd lose to Garcia. He's already lost to Spence. I think he'd lose to Spence again. I don't really see a future for Kell Brook at welterweight against any of the top guys. I don't think he even ever makes welterweight again. I think this is the last we see. If he does fight again, it's the last we see of Kell at welterweight. He can make the weight, but he's not going to be dedicated enough to make the weight. But back to Crawford's show last night. No one stopped Kell like this. Bear in mind, Kell's fought GGG at middleweight. GGG didn't get Kell out this quickly. He's fought Errol Spence, who's the biggest welterweight than Crawford. Spence didn't get Kell out this quickly. So Crawford coming up from starting his boxing career at lightweight, going up from lightweight to light welterweight, then light welterweight to welterweight, and getting Kell Brook out of there like this, in this fashion, his stoppage in the 4th round, amazing work, absolutely amazing work. Let's go up and onwards for Terence Crawford. He's definitely proven to people why he's up there in the pound for pound listings, and we want to see more Crawford. We want to see more. So let's get these fights, man. Put pressure on Bob Arum. Let's get these fights, and let's move up and onwards. Thanks for coming in and checking on the video, and we'll see you again soon.